Welcome to take 2 of the turn 9, sort of, phase 1, phase 2 strategy video. I'm Ryuune Seichi, also known as Natsuki Ryuune. This is our group, and this is Sealing Fate, which is going to be the name of the video series that I make with our raids and stuff. Was going to do 6 through 8 to show off how awesome our group is, but instead, my Roxio decided no, because my idiot brain decided to leave HDCP on while I was trying to record off the PS4. So that was great. Yeah, once Sucker comes up and I put my helm and weapon on, we are ready to begin turn 9. Now, first time, we're going to talk about my Dragoon rotation, because, I don't know, maybe I'm doing something not as efficiently as I could. So, I like to start off with Heavy Thrust, go into... No. First, I start with Internal Release, then Power Surge, then Spine Shatter Dive. Then I go into Heavy Thrust. Then midway through the Impulse Drive combo, which is after Disembowel, I'll use Blood for Blood. Because I noticed that's the best time, it seems, for Blood for Blood to still be on when I use Full Thrust. But after Disembowel, I'll use Jump as well. But after Blood for Blood. This rotation is a little complicated, so try and bear with me here. Also, I apologize for the messiness of my hotbar, but that's the way I've done it, that I can like look at it and know where all my commands are. Sort of. So after Chaos Thrust, I'll use Dragonfire Dive, and then into Phlebotomize, and then into the what the heck is the name of the first attack? Well, the first attack, then Vorpal Thrust, then Life Surge into Full Thrust, and then that usually leads me into Heavy Thrust and then Phlebotomize. I have noticed, watching this video now 3 or 4 times, that it might be a good idea when she uses her Thermionic Beam to use the Javelin ability. The Piercing Talon. Yes, that's what it's called. It'd be very minor extra damage, but it'd still be extra damage. And against Nail, you want all of the damage you can possibly put out. So, now's a good time to talk about the group. I am the Dragoon, Natsuki Ryuune. I Dragoon and stuff. Also, I put the meteor in the wrong place there. It's supposed to go on the dot, but we'll talk about that later. Next up is Crypto Knight. He is the other member of Fate Sealed, which is the free company I have joined. He's the monk. He's a really, really good monk, too. His damage numbers are usually through the roof. But I should be getting some pretty decent damage numbers, too, as soon as the buff for Dragoons hits during 2.4. Next up is Aaron, our bard. He bards things and shoots them with arrows and sings songs and, stuff like that. He's actually usually our second tank for turns 6 and 7 when we need 2 tanks. Turn 8 is where you can start solo tank him. Which we do, because the higher DPS just means we get to go through the battle that much faster. Next up is Mika. She's a scholar here, but only because she had to fill in for our mainstay scholar, Doc Medic. He was unavailable this night for reasons. I assumed he was asleep when we texted him. I don't know. Or maybe he lost his cell phone. Could be a multitude of things. I don't blame him, though. To sub in, we brought in a different caster, which is Siegland, or whatever his name is. I don't know. We've only done this like twice with him, so I can't really remember his name at the moment. But Sig is a black mage. He has a Nexus weapon too. It's pretty sweet. And then there's Jericho, the other black mage. Wingale is our white mage, and punch is going to be the dude I marry in this game. So wrap your heads around that for a little while. Okay, so the battle starts. She'll use Raven's Beak, I think, on the tank, which is a tank crunch. It does a lot of damage to the tank and then leaves a debuff, which explodes and does a bunch more damage at the end of its cast. Normally, me and Crypto like to be on... He likes to be on the left, I like to be on the right of her. I don't know why I kept going on the left. It's very confusing to me. She'll use an ability called Stardust, which puts on a meteor mark on somebody. You saw me to get the yellow one before. There's also a red one. Colors don't really matter that much until the golems, but even then it doesn't really matter that much. The main thing is positioning them correctly, which is on the dots of the spokes on the outside of the circle, or in between near the edge of the circle. Don't go outside the circle because it is a death circle. I missed that move. We'll come back to it, because this battle is non-stop. You need to be on your toes. Also, try to be focus targeted. You want to beat her down to 65% before 5 or 6 Stardust. If you can do it at 4, that's amazing. That attack was Lunar Dynamo, which is followed up by Meteor Stream. Lunar Dynamo is a circular AoE that hits everyone outside of melee range, but inside a certain range. It's a weird circle. It's like Glacia Lavalos's weird spiral spin attack, or whatever the heck it's called. Getting hit by it heals her, so that makes this battle all but impossible to beat when that happens. This is Meteor Stream. This is the double Meteor Stream, actually. The first one was only a single one. This will hit some players twice, so healers got to be on the ball for that. They also... two people can't be stacked up together, because as you can see, when she hits, there's a circle around them. And if 2 people are in that circle, well, you're pretty much dead. You can't survive 2 Meteor Streams at the same time, no matter what you are, unless you're a tank, I guess. Or you decided to put a bunch of tanking accessories on for some reason, just destroying your DPS. After that double Meteor Stream, and after a couple more Raven's Beaks and another Stardust, she'll use Iron Chariot, which hits one of our random ranged people. I don't think it targets me or Crypto, I've noticed. And then after that follows Thermionic Beam, which is a red marker that appears above someone's head and casts down a beam upon us, and that damage needs to be split up among the raid. Minus Crypto, who unless he gets the Thermionic Beam, obviously. We can survive plenty without it, and he needs to do that extra damage to help push us faster into the other phases. Once she drops to 65%, she'll go into the middle, be untargetable and invincible, and 3 random players will get green marks above their head. That indicates golems. Now, there's a green golem, a red golem, and a blue golem. I need to talk like a freaking auctioneer, let me tell you. Holy crap. Okay, so the green golem gets picked up by our tank Punch, and is tanked pretty much in front of where he landed, and pretty much all of them have to be done like that. We also have 2 paper tanks, which are Aaron, our bard, who picks up the red one, and Wingale, our white mage, who picks up the blue one. After the green one dies, you're supposed to go after the one your bard picks up, if you're using this strategy. But I'm stupid, and they said to go after the blue one, and I'm like, okay, this one is blue. Except then Nail does a thing, usually around the time when the first golem dies, that changes all the golem's colors. So now he's red, and the guy attacking Aaron is blue, and that's the one I'm supposed to be attacking. But because I attacked this one, now I'm tanking him, and this is all basically going right down the chute, because after 65 seconds, I think is the number, people will start getting more meteor marks, and you need to handle these. There's a multitude of different ways. We like to try and split into 2 groups of 4 and run around the edge of the arena and place them basically where we've been placing them, in between the spokes and on the circle of the spokes. And then we place the golems back on the 3 circles in the middle. Whew. So I think that just about covered everything in phases 1 and 2. Once the second golems drop, it's pretty much rinse repeat. Now, during that phase, you have to take the golems around and do stuff with them, you know? You have to feed them meteors. Don't feed them more than 4, because they'll turn into a super golem, which is a huge dude, and he's invincible at that time. I've even tried to use Blade Dance on him, which is the level 2 limit break. Didn't do a dang thing. In fact, I think his health regenerated after I hit him with it. So, yeah, you're pretty much dead when that happens. If 2 or more golems get too close to each other, they'll fuse, and the same scenario happens, and then you pretty much die again, still. The same exact way, actually. Except now you've got a bunch of meteors on the field. So, yeah, but the point is to clear all the meteors, because if there's a meteor left after all the golems are dead, all 6 of them, she'll be using a super attack, and the only way to survive it is if there are no meteors. And even then, it's hard to survive, because it does a lot of damage, because it's Bahamut's Mega Flare. And yeah, needs a shield heal through that, big time. Never got to see that phase yet, but we will someday. In fact, maybe tonight. I don't know. That depends if we're raiding tonight, of course, but I think we are. And of course, I say tonight, but this video probably won't go up until tomorrow. Actually, I'm probably gonna process it right after this and then upload it, so maybe it will go up today. Go me. So yeah, that's pretty much how you handle this fight. So I think I'll go into some advertising and let you guys watch the rest without me impeding, you know. Watch it, get a glimpse of it. This is definitely a lot for my raid members to be able to see exactly what's going on here, or at least from my perspective, at least, so that's somebody instead of just themselves, you know. Sometimes seeing the fight from a different perspective can really give you a different give you some good insight. How's that? But yeah, we play on Faerie. Our static is like locked. We are awesome, and we like each other, and we have a lot of fun, even wiping. So it's all good. And I'm confident we can totally get this down one day, and I'll be recording every second of it. And then when we have a victory, we'll just like dance around and have a grand old time. But yeah, because like I personally thought that. Well, before I used to think turn 6 was impossible, but we've managed to get through turn 8 pretty good. So, yeah, I like our group. We've been doing good. It's funny because second Coil is about to be unlocked on Tuesday, and that means we can run the other turns for gear, and then gear up for this one, and also get some bracelets from Shiva. Hopefully, if we can figure out her strategy. We're pretty smart, though. I think we can do it. Or maybe there will be some guides, like, immediately, you know. It all depends, doesn't it? Speaking of, I'm gonna be... excuse me. I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday, really early in the morning. Like 2 o'clock, starting 2 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time. Because I live in... the mountains? Well, yes, I'm a mountain hermit. But I'm gonna be streaming basically the second the game goes up. I'll leave my twitch.tv channel and down there if you want to join. Hey, and if you want to run some of the dungeons, if we don't have a full group, yeah, sure, why not? Gotta be in Faerie though. The other thing is, of course, Shiva Hard and Shiva Extreme. If you wanted to run those, could do that too. Mostly Shiva X though. Or if you just wanted to come in, watch, hang out, you know, could do that. Could totally do that. I can see if there's a way I can try and bring in one of the other members, but I'm not sure how to do that. Maybe I'll figure it out. Doing like a test stream of some kind. Speaking of, if you are in Faerie or wanted to create a new character there, we have a free company called FFXIV. It's run primarily by TikTok and Crypto. TikTok spelled TikTok. Crypto Knight. Well, he's there. He's the monk. So just look at the party bar there. We're always Wow. Let's try that again. We're always accepting of new applicants. We are LGBT friendly. You know, as long as you're friendly and active, you don't really gotta be like raid strength. Though we definitely could use some people like that, and also some good crafters and gatherers. But I mean, we don't really care what class you play. And if you need help, we're usually more than happy to give it, as long as like me and Crypto, for instance, aren't busy with this. Which, in case you haven't noticed, I think it's 2 in the morning. No, it wasn't 2 in the morning yet until I went to bed. So this is probably like 1 in the morning is what that time up there shows. And this was only our first tries at it. We tried again after me and Punch took a break and did Lovey hard mode for some light. But yeah, so we got up to the part where we're supposed to run the meteors around, and we even did that successfully, I think. If I remember correctly, what happened is that when we weren't ready for the golems to come down or something, and they fused, and then we died. So, no. We didn't meet the DPS check because somebody died during the meteor falls. That's what happened. So, yeah. Gonna have to learn that, definitely. But this is phase 2 of 4. And phases 3 and 4, oh, wait till you see them, guys. Just wait. But I'm not gonna put up any more of these series of videos until we've reached that point, so it's not just this over and over. But, yeah. That's about it, though. My name is Ryuune as always, and if you like this video, throw a like here. It helps out the channel, you know. So, and it's just like, you know, one little button. Can't hurt, right? As I said, I'm going to leave this unimpeded with my lovely voice, and until then, later guys.